you all again.
You too, Penelope.
This is Mary. She works with me as a seamstress.
Lovely to meet you.
Thank you for inviting me to your beautiful home.
My pleasure. Mary, this is my good friend Ruth. She lives down the street.
It is a pleasure to meet you.
I am pleased to make your acquaintance.
This is Geraldine.
It is a pleasure, Mary.
The pleasure is mine, Geraldine.
And, of course, you know Arabella. I do hope you all have been taken care of in my absence.
Yes. May I ask, where is Cassandra? I'm surprised to not see her joining us today.
Father and mother think he will make a good husband.
I really do not want to gossip, and I'm only sharing this because we are such close
He would be
friends.
one of the most unappealing bachelors.
Do you remember her sister,
I do
Esther?
as it is my duty.
Oh, yes.
Well,
Suppose he's not the most
Esther has been experiencing some
He's just insanely dull.
difficulties recently, and so
spends hours
Cassandra has gone up to Massachusetts to visit with her and help her get the
I do
medical
not think
attention
she's
she needs.
Is Esther ill?
When I tried to engage in a conversation,
She has an illness of a sort.
She looked at me as though I was insane.
Well, Mary, you must tell us everything about yourself.
Oh, well, thank you for hosting me into your home. There isn't much to share about myself. I'm a seamstress. I'll have 2 children.
What are their names? What are their names?
We have little Beth and Rosie.
Oh, 2 girls. I always think girls are the most fun to raise. My little Sarah is just... She is such a temperamental little ball of fire, but she has started to mature a little bit, you know.
May I ask you about yourself?
Oh, I have 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl. Sarah, of course, and then Tommy, my oldest, and Todd, my youngest. They are just the light of my life. But that's how children are.
So, how is Paul?
Paul? Paul is fine.
I have not seen him around much.
Well, you know, his work, it causes him to travel. He is currently... He took Todd camping last weekend, and they got lost in the woods. But it was all very well because the guide from Sanford & Co. helped them out greatly. But Paul is currently in Maine, something for the company or something or other. I don't know. Paul goes to Maine very often.
Always taking off, isn't he?
Maine has some very charming people.
I have heard. I've actually wanted to go to Maine for a while now. Paul won't take me. I don't know why.
Do you write to him often?
Oh, I do. Really, one of my only indulgences is writing to him. He always sends back the sweetest things. And yes, we exchange correspondence frequently.
Do show us one of his letters.
Oh, yes. You know, I don't really,
It would just make my day.
I don't really hold on to them. Perhaps some other time I will save one for you to read.
Lavender and mustard yellow. I despise
Cassandra's
those
absence certainly leaves a void.
The only things
Yes, I
requested
hope
that
she's
we
not
had
catching
when
whatever
I was
illness her
regarded
sister has.
and that we-
Yes, that would be dreadful. Let us hope that Cassandra is not so impressionable as to catch her sister's affliction.
Is the illness physical?
Interesting women. Penelope Paul's
You could say
wife is
that.
the very
It
definition
is
of a
also
church. She is extremely
temperamental.
I'm sorry, although I'm right, I'm just not following.
On the other hand, William's wife, Ruth, is terrifying.
Esther
She reminds
lies
me a
with
great
women.
deal of my mother.
She does.
Calculating.
Well, Ruth has never been anything but frank. From my understanding, Esther is staying in an asylum near her father's house. It will afford her the time she needs to
I cannot just
get some rest and sort things
How
out.
horrendous would that look? I would ruin my family.
You
and
know,
Esther
I
would
had a
never
cousin
be
once who
married.
stayed in an asylum, and she came out a
Father
completely
would
different
let me go
woman.
off to
She was so
Maybe then I could have made something
brash
but
and
Father does not
loud
do that.
and opinionated, and now she is much quieter and better suited for company.
Penelope, your cousin at times seems a little sad to me.
She has always been sad. That is her disposition. But I will say that that place took the brashness of her personality right out of her.
Oh, well, I think too much personality in a woman is never a good thing.
Hopeless Cassandra. Dear diary,
Geraldine, any news yet of an acceptable suitor?
Oh, I have been
Geraldine
dying
lives
to
with her
hear.
father, and they are currently searching for a suitable husband for her.
Colonel Henry has been calling.
Colonel Henry.
I believe my father is close to an arrangement.
The colonel is a really lovely man.
Well, you'll have to invite me to the wedding, of course.
If there is one.
There will be, Geraldine. I am going to plan you the most beautiful wedding. I saw in one of the women's magazines this year that perennials and I think it was tulips are the things to have at your wedding. So that is going to be the theme of your wedding. It is going to be pink, it is going to be white, it is going to be beautiful.
Thank you. You just have so much time on your hands.
Well, with Tommy deciding to go off to college and Sarah's almost out the door herself, all I'm really doing is raising Todd. So, I've had to fill time.
Have you thought about having another little one to fill your time?
A baby. I am getting older, and I think that doing so now would not be opportune. Did you hear that Reverend Thomas has fallen ill again?
Oh, dear.
He is very old. I fear for his health.
Well, the Lord shall protect him or take him.
That is a very grim thing to say, Ruth.
And to joke, Penelope.
I think what Ruth means is that God will take care of him.
While I do not wish ill of the Reverend, I am not particularly fond of some of his teachings.
Well, he certainly can be a bit passionate at times, a little fiery, but surely he has only spoken the word of the Lord. One certainly can't find offense in that.
The Reverend and I have a bit of a disagreement about spiritualism.
Ruth, surely you are not being taken in by that fad.
My husband died last year.
Oh, I'm so very sorry. I just lost someone dear to me too last year. My cousin, George.
Have you tried speaking to him, to his spirit?
Ruth, you have always been so imaginative. I remember when we were children, Ruth would always be the first one to start a new game of Knight and Dragons and things like that.
After William passed, I learned how to speak with him.
I was reading my Bible this morning and I came across a very, very profound verse that I think speaks to this sort of thing. Galatians 5:19 through 21. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanliness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like. Of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
Matthew 10:38. Do not fear him which can kill the body but not the soul, but fear him which can kill both body and soul in hell. You know how devastated I was after William passed, but I can still hear from him and talk to him. I think I should be allowed to communicate with him.
What about souls who haven't come to Earth yet?
Well, I believe those are alive too.
Do you know what they want?
I think any soul would like to live.
What did your husband say to you?
I asked him if he was happy, and he said he was. I feel at ease because he is content. When he died, I was left with the children, and it was very difficult, but I feel a sense of security now because he is watching over me.
My cousin George, I would like to speak with him.
I believe you. I see no conflict.
Reverend Thomas saw a conflict.
I think we should defer the wishes of Reverend Thomas and respect him in his final days.
I don't think the Reverend has to know.
I would like to speak with my cousin.
Good. That is good. I will need to gather a few things. Let us say 2 weeks from Thursday at 7:30, you all are invited. It will be dark, it will be quiet. We will have tea.
I will be free from work and would like to join, if you'll have me.
Of course. Anyone else?
I'll be there. Do I need to bring anything?
Yes, an item, something of his that held importance. Anyone else?
I don't know if I will be able to get away from my father.
Let me speak with him. Just plan on coming. You are invited too, Penelope. You are always welcome in my home. You know that.
Oh, of course.
We will have scones.
You know I do love scones.
And you really are the best at making them.
Yes, you are.
Would you mind bringing some? You don't have to stay long.
I can bring some scones.
Wonderful. 2 weeks from Thursday at 7:30, it is. I really must be going.
Guess I probably should be saying my goodbyes as well.
Well, thank you all so much for coming.
Thank you for the lovely tea party.
Yes, thank you for your gracious hospitality.
Oh, of course, it was really nothing. I do so look forward to seeing you all again soon.
Dear Diary, when I was young, during the summer, when the grass stood tall and my sister had not been born yet, I would capture fireflies. That is one of the last times I remember feeling true happiness. I wish to be that little girl again. Yours, Cassandra.
They are going to gather to communicate with spirits. And in the last days of the dying Reverend Thomas, how disrespectful.
Well, at least Mrs. Smith did not seem too eager.
Yes, but she is still going. Have you any idea what happens in Maine? Why does Mr. Smith continue to travel to Maine? I have seen his business ledgers, and I do not think he has any clients in Maine. He has clients in Massachusetts, but no clients in Maine.
Well, perhaps he is going to Massachusetts and then vacationing in Maine?
Why would he not then take Penelope? She has always talked about wanting to go to Maine.
Maybe he just wants some time to himself.
Must you always defend him?
Minnie, I must confess something, but I need you to promise you will not tell a soul.
You may trust me.
Please do not think ill of me. I really had no choice. Mr. Smith, he approached me. He said the most charming things, and he visited me. We had an affair.
An affair? You and Mr. Smith?
Yes, just once. And now he will barely look at me.
Oh, Annie. I will tell no one, but you must stay away from him. If Mrs. Smith were to find out, it would break her heart and you could be out of a job.
Thank you, Minnie.
You are probably wondering why I invited you over here today.
Well, yes.
Geraldine, what a delightful surprise.
I have not invited the other ladies over. I have something I want to discuss with you, and I trust that, given our friendship, you will be able to keep this to yourself.
Is something the matter, Penelope?
I apologize for coming unannounced.
Oh, don't be silly, sit. I was just
I suspect that I may be with child.
To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
Congratulations.
Thank you. It is very early. I have not yet felt the quickening, but with my age and with Paul traveling so much, I do not believe I am well suited to carry another child, and I am seeking your counsel.
I see. And you are asking for my help?
Yes. Please forgive me for being so forward, but since you are unmarried and you reside at Mrs. Tandy's boarding house, I just thought you would have had the opportunity of hearing about a doctor who might be able to help me with my condition.
Yes. There is a person that I have known in the past.
And do you know anything about the technique used?
Yes. The doctor will provide you with some roots. If those are unsuccessful, there are other methods with instruments.
I see.
I have been in your position before, and a friend of Reverend Thomas helped me to find this doctor.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Certainly.
I trust this will stay between us.
Of course.
Well then. Good. Thank you so much for coming to see me today.
I am so glad that I could be of service. I will jot the name of the doctor on the paper in the hallway on my way out.
Thank you. Enjoy your afternoon.
You as well.
I was reflecting on our gathering at Penelope's today, and I was very troubled. I know that the conversations around my lack of marriage have been, well, you know Penelope.
She doesn't mean anything by it.
Obviously, I'm not married. There is a reason for that.
You will be married soon enough. I know that Colonel Henry is an older man, but he will make a good husband. You will be well cared for.
You know what it is to marry for love.
Yes. Yes, I was very blessed to marry a man I truly loved.
I have not found a man that I love.
All right. Let me speak with your father. If Colonel Henry has not yet captured your heart, I know a fine young man who will make a good husband.
It's not that I am not in love.
Oh, wonderful. That is good news.
I wish it was. Ruth. Today, you and Penelope said that Cassandra's sister was ill because she shares affections with women.
That is correct.
I hope you will not think any less of me when I say this. I share her illness.
Oh. Oh. Geraldine.
Penelope said that Cassandra's sister is so ill that she is to go to an asylum.
Yes, she needs help.
I think I may also need help. I am afraid, Ruth.
Enough. Are you sure? Are you positive? Because you are so young. And when one is so young, you're so frazzled. You are so frazzled, Geraldine.
Her name is Sophie.
Very well, then. I will speak with your father and suggest to him that you are not yet ready to take Colonel Henry's hand. This will allow you some time to consider your actions. As for the other matter, I do not know what to tell you.
I love Sophie. I want to marry Sophie.
I really have a lot to do today. I'm afraid I must ask you to leave me to my work.
Of course. I have intruded on your hospitality for too long.
I look forward to seeing you again. I trust you can see yourself out.
Certainly. Good afternoon.
Cassandra, how have you been? We've missed you.
I have been well, thank you for asking. Did anything of note happen in my absence?
Nothing of significance.
Would you please pass the sugar?
Of course.
Thank you.
Well, if you can believe it, my housekeeper, Minnie, she ordered the wrong type of tea for the house. I had to send it back. I couldn't tell you all last week because I was too ashamed, but I've gotten over it now.
How horrible.
It is. Geraldine, any news yet of an upcoming marriage?
I was just going to ask.
Father continues to be very interested in Colonel Henry.
Oh, good.
Father says he is a most suitable match.
Well, I should think so, especially with his suitable wallet.
Do you feel affection for him?
He is very kind.
Well, a kind man is better than a handsome man, in my opinion.
Yes. I am happy to know you have come around.
Come around.
Well, I hope this arrangement comes about soon. I am just dying to plan your wedding. Could you pass the butter?
Yes, of course.
These are delicious, Penelope. You have really outdone yourself this time.
Thank you, my famous scone.
Cassandra, please tell us about your trip to see your sister Esther. How is she? Yes, where is she staying?
My sister?
Cassandra, I hope you are not too angry with me. Everyone was asking about you last week, and so I shared the news about Esther.
We are all so worried about her. Please, tell us how she's doing.
Thank you for the concern. As I am sure you can imagine, this has been very difficult for my family. However, Esther seems to be improving. She is receiving excellent medical care at an asylum near my father's house. We expect she will make a full recovery and be home soon.
Of course.
That is wonderful.
Penelope, are you ill?
No, I am fine. With Paul back, I've had a little less time on my hands, but that is always appreciated when a loved one comes home.
How is Paul?
He is just so busy, you know. But when he's back, we do get to spend more time together.
When will he be leaving again?
Next week, I believe.
And where is he off to this time?
North Carolina.
Oh, I have never been.
Neither have I, although I have heard it's gorgeous there in the summertime.
I do hope you are able to accompany him on one of his trips soon.
He said this summer we might be able to get away.
That is good.
Well, Mary, it is lovely to see you again. Are you and Arabella working on any special gowns for a lady about town?
Well, yes, of course. We're working on a gorgeous purple dress.
Yes, a very pretty shade of lavender.
Oh, I love lavender. Lavender and the springtime is just the perfect combination. I might have to take a look at this dress you're making.
I believe we're stitching it up for Miss Watts.
Oh,
Is
yes.
it? Yes, Miss Watts.
Cassandra, we did not have the pleasure of meeting last week. Please tell me about yourself.
Oh, I am just a simple housewife. I have 2 children.
Oh,
They are quite young. My oldest, John Jr., who we affectionately call Jack, is 5, and my youngest, Elizabeth, who we call Beth, is 3.
I have a little Beth too. I have 2 little girls, Beth and Rosie.
So the weather, it has been quite lovely.
It has. I am just holding out hope that the sun stays.
Ruth, I hope you don't think me forward. I was wondering about our discussion from last week.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I would not want to disturb the peace.
No, you will hear no opposition from me this afternoon.
I am very curious to hear.
Oh, yes, Cassandra, you were not here for this discussion about demons.
They are not demons, they are spirits.
Is this the spiritualism I have been hearing so much about?
Yes.
Yes, please be careful of your candelabra lest it begins floating in the night.
I've been very curious to learn more, but my husband, John, forbids it anywhere near the house.
Well, John has always been a logical man.
Personally, I do not think anything is logical when it comes to spirits or beliefs, whether it be Christianity or any other religion. It comes from the heart, not the mind. Just my opinion.
oh my dear. Cassandra is a little rusty.
It has been so long since I have had tea.
That is quite all right.
Please forgive me, I am truly embarrassed.
Think nothing of it.
Ladies, shall I still expect to see you all at my home next Thursday? I will attempt to speak with William, and will help you to speak with anyone from the spirit realm you wish to connect with.
Oh, yes.
Cassandra, we're all meeting at my home next Thursday at 7:30. I hope you will join us.
Thank you for the invitation, but I would not want to intrude on anything.
Nothing of the sort.
Cassandra. I think you should come.
Then I will come. For now, I believe it is time I take my leave. I am feeling a little lightheaded.
Oh, let me see you home.
Thank you.
I shall leave as well. My children will be waiting on me.
Oh, of course. Well, thank you all so much for coming.
Thank you for having us. Such a wonderful time as always. I look forward to seeing you all at Penelope's party this Friday.
Yes.
And then at my home next week, Thursday. If there is someone, a spirit, you wish to connect with, please remember to bring an object that was significant to the deceased.
I will bring scones.
Well, Cassandra is back.
And she isn't looking well.
She's never seemed particularly healthy to me.
I know, but she seems worse than usual. It really is sad.
Never you mind her. Have you noticed the missus has been acting a bit strange?
I hadn't noticed.
Well, last week she summoned Arabella here. And when Arabella left, she left the name of a doctor in the entryway. And it wasn't Dr. Wells. I think Mrs. Smith is with child.
At her age? What will Mr. Smith say?
Well, I can't imagine it being good news. I don't think he would be happy to be a father again.
I really do like Mrs. Smith. I hope Mr. Smith is kind to her. She is a wonderful mother.
Has Mr. Smith been to see you again?
No. Even if he were to try, I would turn him away.
Good, I'm glad to hear it.
I really am not that kind of woman.
I know. Mr. Smith is simply lecherous. You just stay away from him.
I will. Good evening, Paul.
Penelope.
Are you reading?
Yes.
My favorite book? Paul, we're honest with each other, aren't we?
Of course.
Paul, I am with child.
Are you certain?
I am. We are not as young as we once were, and I have been in contact with a doctor, not Dr. Wells, a different doctor, who says he can relieve us of this burden.
Have you told anyone else?
No, just the doctor.
So how did you find this doctor?
You know, women talk.
So you have told others.
They're worried about what the neighbors think. Paul, I had to seek the counsel of others and make a decision without you because you're never here.
My work necessitates my travel. I provide for our family.
What do you do in Maine, Paul? What business is there to conduct in Maine?
I have clients in Maine.
Name at least 3 of your clients in Maine.
I do not need to tell you my business.
Then I don't need to tell you mine.
Are you ever going to tell our children, or is this just going to be a secret?
You seem pretty well versed in secrets yourself.
What are you implying?
I know what the women say when they leave my house. I'm not stupid. I want you to be completely honest with me. I have done you the honor of being honest with you. What do you do in Maine?
What I do in Maine is my business. It has no effect on our family's lives.
Paul, do you love me?
Yes, of course, you are my wife.
Then please, I beg you, do not go back to Maine. Paul, I love you!
Cassandra, are you feeling any better?
I am fine. I visited my sister last week. I think I caught
pretty
something
dresses.
there.
My best friend's name is Mary. She
So
works
you
with
think
me
you
as a
caught
seamstress.
this while visiting with your sister?
My name is Arabella.
Yes, it
Mathis.
does get quite cold
When
up
I
there.
walk, sometimes
Of course.
I count my steps.
If it is
My
not too
friends
rude
would
of me to pry,
tease
could you
me
tell
for
me a
doing
little bit
so,
more
but,
about your sister and how
I never did
her
anything
illness
of the sort
affected her?
before I came.
That is
to the
quite a
asylum.
forward question, Geraldine.
Maybe
To be
I did
honest, I was
in my
disappointed to learn that my
head,
sister
at
and her
least,
illness were a
but
topic of
It is
conversation at
becoming
tea last
incredibly
week.
difficult
I'm sorry.
to
I meant no offense.
remember who I was
Please tell
before
me.
becoming institutionalized.
Very well. You are one
and
of
I'm
my
not
close
purposely
friends,
forgetting.
and I feel that I can confide
want to
in you.
remember who I was before I came here.
My sister is not quite like how we are.
Before I came here.
She does not enjoy courting men.
Slowly.
She does not wish to marry.
Cassandra, I am aware of your sister's feelings towards marriage.
Anything.
How did that affect her?
Vile landscape.
She cried a great deal. She threw the most terrible tantrums. She refused to eat. She cut off her hair. She even took to using father's razors to cut herself. Needless to say, her actions have brought a great deal of distress to our family. It seems as though she is trying to damage our family name. Thankfully, we have found a doctor willing to take her under his care, and by the grace of God, she is improving.
Beyond words.
Cassandra,
I can still hear your sweet
you do
sounding laugh.
love your sister, do you not?
If I could capture that sound
Yes.
in a bottle, I'll listen to it every
And
night.
you love her despite her
Out of
illness?
all the words in the dictionary, I could not possibly string together enough to express my deep love.
Yes,
The motion-
Cassandra, do you love me as a friend?
of course, you are one of my dearest friends.
Then you will love me despite
I cannot
my
picture
illness as well.
less than your soulmate anymore.
Your illness?
And Rosie can come with
The
us.
illness.
I'll provide for
The
them.
same illness as your
We can
sister.
start a new family. Another.
Oh, Geraldine,
You know, Rosie.
I am so sorry. I did not know.
I do not want to marry if I must marry a man.
I'm sorry, Geraldine. I really am not feeling well. I must ask you to leave.
to love you the way I was.
Of course. My apologies.
Proposal.
I hope you feel better.
Forever.
Thank you. Good night.
Do you think George loved me? I hope so.
Mr. Packard, what a lovely surprise.
Thank you for seeing me, Mrs. Armstrong.
Please, sit.
Thank you. My daughter, Geraldine. She seems to be very close with you. There's something troubling her. She will not tell me.
Geraldine is young. She loves you and desires your approval.
Thank you. But still, that does not always seem to be true. Has she ever talked to you about Colonel Henry?
Colonel Henry, yes. Geraldine finds him to be a very kind man.
I'm glad to hear that. But still, I do not understand. Every time I try to speak to Geraldine about him, she begins to cry.
I think Geraldine is just confused right now.
Confused. Confused about what?
Geraldine is young. I think she does not yet feel the affection necessary to marry Colonel Henry. He is charming. You have picked a wonderful man, but perhaps if the conversations around marriage could be delayed for a few months, she would warm up to the Colonel.
It's the same with every suitor. She has to marry. She has to marry soon. If she doesn't marry...
Geraldine has a friend named Sophie. I think it would be a smart idea to ask Geraldine about Sophie.
I do not understand.
I am sorry. I do not know the best way to put this. You know our friend, Cassandra Lewis?
Yes?
Cassandra has a sister named Esther who is ill. Esther has an illness of the heart, so to speak. She prefers the affections of women rather than men. She is receiving treatment in an asylum and she is getting better. I think that Geraldine might have shared this same illness with Sophie.
What are you insinuating?
I am not insinuating. Geraldine spoke to me herself.
I see. Thank you. It's getting late, I should.
Mr. Packard, please send Geraldine to me. I would very much like to speak with her. She is so young. Please.
Good evening, Mrs. Armstrong.
Mr. Smith, I've been reflecting on what happened between us, and I need you to know it's not going to happen again.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Cassandra and Geraldine, hello. Hello, Ruth. How are you doing?
I'm doing so well. You know, I have just seen Paul.
I'm going to tend to my guests.
Of course. Excuse me.
Hello, Mary. Geraldine, you look lovely. Cassandra.
I was just about to go get some air.
Oh, I'll come with you. Peace, sunset look. Amazing.
Yes, you know, I have always admired her garden. Did you know that her landscaper is a woman?
A woman?
I know.
I mean, it's kind of...
It makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Are you enjoying the party already? Penelope.
It's a delightful party.
Oh, good, I am glad.
Are you okay?
I told Paul. Oh, he had the reaction you'd expect.
I see. Well, the decorations are. The food is delicious. Really, Penelope, this is a wonderful party.
Thank you. Thank you. I went for more of a gold and glitter theme since that's what's in these days. I'm starting to think I should not have told Paul.
Sounds like everyone's enjoying the party.
I'm glad. I really do enjoy these parties. Hosting is one of the only joys of my life.
Penelope. Miss Matthews.
Mr. Smith, please excuse me.
Are you enjoying the party?
Yes. Thank you.
Paul? I don't want you to hate me. I know you're not talking to me because you're upset with me, but I want to be able to talk to you at parties, especially when they are in our own home.
As you wish. I will be cordial when we have guests in our home.
Good. Thank you. I would like to see you out there, and I would like to spend time with you out there, so I will be out there. Hello, ladies. How are we doing this evening?
Oh, indeed.
Yes, I am.
I am quite impressed by this party, Penelope.
Oh, thank you so much. You know, I put so much effort into these parties.
I can tell that there's so much work.
Excuse me.
See the sun.
Mr. Smith.
I did not realize anyone was in here.
Good evening, Miss Packard.
Do you mind if I sit?
Well, of course not. You look beautiful tonight.
Thank you, sir. Have you seen my father this evening?
No, I don't believe I have.
You know him, always on the hunt for a suitor.
Well, someone as lovely as yourself should not have any problems in that department.
Thank you.
Are you enjoying the party?
Oh, yes, you and your wife host such wonderful parties.
Thank you. Well, just between us, it is mostly me.
Penelope is always such a gracious host at all of our tea parties.
Yes, she's wonderful. But frankly, I think there are other people I would rather spend time drinking tea with.
I think your wife makes excellent company.
I suppose.
You seem to travel a great deal, Mr. Smith.
Yes. My job takes me all over the country, sometimes out of the country, in fact. Whenever I do travel, I, of course, always stay in the finest hotels. Perhaps you'd care to join me on one of my trips?
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Smith.
You were too funny. I don't know what you're talking about.
This wine's rather delicious. I'm gonna be doing some more.
William, I can feel you here.
I can't wait to show you this new pillow I got. Hello, Ruth. Well, we got it from a Russian, and if you look at the painting, it's a little ship on the sea. Paul says it reminds him of Maine. I just love it so much. The pillow, I mean.
Oh, yes, it is just charming. Yes, it's really impressive. Have you ever considered going with Paul on one of his trips?
Oh, I don't know where I would find the time. I have to care for the children, obviously. I have always wanted to visit Niagara Falls. Are you enjoying the party?
Yes. Tremendously.
Wonderful.
You have really outdone yourself this time.
I saw your father, Geraldine. He is looking well.
Yes, he is.
And Ruth, I know that since William passed, it's hard to come to these things, but I do hope you have been enjoying yourself.
Oh, I have.
Cassandra! Have a seat wherever. We were just escaping the party for a little bit.
Yes, I need a few moments to collect myself. It is quite a raucous crowd.
I better go make sure Penelope hasn't had too much fun. She'll be fine.
It's delicious. You were too much.
I know. Excuse me, let's go on a rock for the courtyard.
Oh, I would love to see the
I have to show you. I have to show you. It's so
Your story. The story's doing great. I'm happy you're checking in on me. And how's the wife?
She's well.
Excuse me. Of course.
Father, why have you been avoiding me?
I'm sorry. I have been feeling a little under the weather lately. I will be better soon.
You know, I've heard some things that I really don't want to believe. What is your relationship with that Sophie girl?
Sophie is my friend.
Just a friend.
Yes?
Do you know Cassandra's sister, Esther?
Cassandra is also my friend. She speaks of her sister.
Her sister is sick. Might you also have what she has?
No.
But you refused the colonel's hand in marriage.
I do not love him.
The store's not doing as well as it should be. There isn't enough money coming in. I don't think you understand. You have to marry soon.
I will not marry someone that I do not love.
I do not care. If you love him or not, you will learn to be happy. I'm your father, and I say this is what is best for you. This is what is best for me. Don't force me to send you away.
Father!
How did you How did you learn these wicked ideas of yours? I don't understand. You used to be such a wonderful little girl, very obedient, happy. Where did I go wrong?
I don't know. Apparently, it is contagious. I must have caught it somewhere.
Enough! If you have even 1 ounce of love for me, you'll take the Colonel's hand in marriage, or I'll send you away. Paul, may I have a moment of your time?
Of course.
I have a favor to ask you. I hope this can stay between us.
Is this about Geraldine?
No. Though I still remain hopeful that she will fulfill her duties and marry Colonel Henry. But until then, I must confess, I'm struggling with the store. I'm here to ask if you'd be willing to loan me $1,000.
Well, that is no small amount of money.
I know, it's a great deal to ask, and I would not ask if I did not so desperately need it and if we were not friends. I made some investments that did not bear fruit. Sales at the store are great, better than they've ever been, but I leveraged the store and must repay $1,000 by the end of the month. I was hoping I'd have a son-in-law to help me repay that debt, but clearly I see I can't depend on that now. I'll pay you back. If I lose the store, I lose everything. Please,
Bartholomew, I will consider it. In the meantime, I am the host this evening and really must return to my guests.
Of course. Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
My goodness, it is rowdy in there. I saw your father. I didn't get a chance to speak with him.
Why did you do it, Ruth? Why did you tell him?
I had no choice.
We all have choices.
I was helping you. He came to me, he was scared. And I was helping you.
You did not help me, Ruth. This ruined me. I thought you were my friend.
I am. And I am helping you. I am saving your soul.
My soul does not need saving.
Yes, it does.
What about your soul?
My soul is perfectly fine.
You talk to dead people.
And
your communication goes against God's will.
No, it doesn't.
You are a liar and a hypocrite, and you did this to hurt me.
I did not do this to hurt you.
You did.
I wasn't finished. I did this so that in the future we can continue as friends, but if you are going to be like this...
What future do we have as friends, Ruth? When you betrayed my secret.
Well, I never did like secrets. William, I need you to talk to me. You know that I can't stand it when you don't talk to me. I didn't do anything wrong. Did I? William, I wish you would give me a sign.
Ruth, are you talking to William?
No, Penelope's pillow. I was just saying.
Were you talking to the pillow?
No. I was just talking out loud. William, I know he cannot hear me.
Ruth, are you feeling all right?
Yes. Actually, I should rejoin the party. Good evening, Paul.
What a a great party!
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He leadeth me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. To restore my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff will comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. Please, no, Rosie, no, please, Matthew, Rosie, no. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness.
I will not leave my children. He cannot send me away. I will not leave my children. He cannot send me.
Righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Penelope, stop that! It helps me, Ruth. So if it helps me, I'm going to keep doing it.
Cassandra, why are you here? Be honest. I know your sister's illness is contagious.
You cannot assume I would act as sinfully as my sister.
Forgive me, but what do you mean that your sister's illness is contagious?
That is what Penelope said.
I am sorry, what are we talking about?
What?
I do not recall saying anything of the sort.
Penelope, why are you here?
Well, if you must know, I had an abortion. Paul says that such a deed makes me an unfit mother to our children, but I suspect he placed me here so that he could spend more time in Maine without my questions.
Having known you since childhood, I must say I am surprised you would have an abortion.
Well, I am not the only one here who has. Besides Ruth, none of us would be here if you had not invited us over to summon demons.
William is not a demon.
Ella.
Who is Ella? She was my child. But you are not married, Arabella.
Well, at least she lies with men, Geraldine.
Cassandra, that is not your place.
You always talk about my sister Esther as if it is your place. I do not see a problem if I talk about Geraldine's illness. You are constantly in my business.
Your sister Esther. She's getting better.
No, she is not. I have been lying. She has entered an asylum and we do not expect to see her released.
But all of that talk about her illness and her getting treatment, that was... You lied?
Was I supposed to tell the truth?
Yes!
And damage my family name?
I believed you. I thought if she was cured, then I could be cured. I came here to be cured. On your information. Because I believed you, because I trusted you, because you were my friend.
Why are you here, Cassandra?
I feel very attacked right now.
No, why are you here, Cassandra? That is a valid question.
Why is Mary here?
I was having an affair with George. There, I said it. I was in love with my cousin and having an affair. My husband did not take kindly to it.
Cassandra!
Do not look at me!
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy will be done on earth.
What good do you think that will do here? Stop it.
No, we are ahead.
What good will prayer do right now?
I find it comforting.
Then comfort yourself quietly. We have all been honest, Cassandra. Why are you here?
When I was a child, I was very sad.
We have all been sad, Cassandra.
Listen, Penelope, just stop talking for once in your life and just listen, please!
When I was young, I was very sad. More than sad. Where other children felt joy, I felt emptiness. I hoped and prayed that when I was older, marriage and children would lift the despair. I was wrong. I find no comfort in being a wife. I find no comfort in being a mother. I find no comfort in existing. It is a woman's job to take care of her husband and children, and if I am not fulfilled by that duty, then what am I to do? What purpose is there in my life if I cannot do what I was born to do? Every day I feel as though I am suffocating. I look into my children's eyes and I feel nothing. And I can just tell that they know. I can just tell that they prefer being with the maid than being with me. I can just tell that they know that I do not feel the way others do towards them. And they are so young. And I do not love them. I do not know if I love anything or if I ever can. That is why I am here.
Well, Cassandra, it seems you're the only one of us who belongs here.
You talk to demons.
William is not a demon.
I would really love a cup of tea right now.
Is there water? Sir, doctor, is there water available?
Yes.
They won't get you the water. They never get you the water.
You do not have to.
Arabella,
You can put the hand down.
you are holding on to air. Just let go, please.
But I'm thirsty.
Arabella, there is nothing there.
Here, give it to me.
No, Penelope!
Arabella, what is the matter with you?
She is thirsty.
It's very tasty water. Very, here, try some.
May I have a cup of water?
No, Penelope!
It's good.
It was air.
chronologically.
We are losing our minds.
Thank you.
No. We are
Not doing that. Get your own cup. Ooh, it's lemony. Oh no, it's on the pillow.
We're losing our minds. She just drank air. Give me a cup.
You know, Ruth, the chairs here especially remind me of your house.
They do. They are a little dirtier than mine, but certainly similar.
Do you remember your Russian pillow with a ship on it?
That was a beautiful pillow. I had it shipped to me. So silly.
It got shipped, and there was a ship on it.
You're very funny, Mary. I realized. Yes, if you can believe it, I bought that pillow to impress Paul.
Penelope, now that we are in this dreadful place, I think we should discuss your husband and his trips to Maine.
I know. I know what happens in Maine.
Mr. Smith said some rather scandalous things to me at your party. I could not find a way to tell you.
Oh, sweet Geraldine, I do not want you. I just realized. My husband made advances to a lesbian. Oh, it gives me great joy to know that you are a lesbian.
Before we've come in just 5 minutes.
I'm so happy.
And I'm glad Geraldine is speaking to me again.
Geraldine, be honest. Do I have good legs? At least your honest opinion. I have always been told I have very nice legs.
I'm sure you do.
Forgive me, I am feeling a little lightheaded.
Do you see the firefly behind you?
Are you okay?
I am fine.
Cassandra?
Cassandra.
Oh, Cassandra.
What are you writing?
Sit down.
No offense to you, Penelope. But Paul always scared me.
Me too.
I never enjoyed his presence when you are not there.
I enjoyed his presence once. It feels like Paul is watching me now.
I'm going to take a walk.
No. Did you enjoy Paul's presence more than you disliked his absence?
Oh, Geraldine, do you think he hates me?
I do not think he hates you. But I do not think he loves you.
I love him. I love him so much. And I know he doesn't love me, and I see it in his eyes every time he looks at me. I am always going to love him, though. I don't know when he stopped loving me. It was a long time before Maine. I wish I knew why. I wish I could be this woman that he loves. I like to believe that there are soulmates, one person that you're supposed to love. But Paul has many soulmates, and I don't have any. I have a Paul.
Well, Penelope, I do not have a soulmate.
I do not have a soulmate.
And my soulmate is my dead cousin.
I have a soulmate. I think.
What is she like?
She is the complete opposite of me. She is so carefree and kind and funny. I do not know what she saw in me. The only thing I could give her was my love, and now I cannot give her that. I do not expect you all to understand. I know it goes against everything you believe in.
Actually, I understand. I understand being in love with someone who you can't be with publicly.
Geraldine, I apologize to you.
Ruth. I do not accept your apology. Well, I have learned that when you walk from here to there, it takes exactly 10 steps. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See?
Well, what if you have shorter strides? 8, 9, 10? Oh my goodness, it's 10!
Really?
Every time. There's no changing it.
Well, what if you put a little skip in there?
I still count at 10.
Okay, try speeding it up. I think I finally caught it.
It's just, there's been this little bug flying around, and I think I finally caught it.
Really? Let's see.
Oh.
It must have flown away.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Why is he watching this so excitedly?
Can you write this down?
Ladies amuse themselves by pacing the room and counting.
Who is she? What is she?
Sit down.
So angry. What is she so angry about?
I wonder if one of us were to do something, would she be the one obligated to contain us?
Please sit.
Okay, you do not have to talk to me like I am a child.
What happens if one of us moves this chair?
Please.
Everyone sit down now. Jeremy, please right here. Now. Everybody else sit down. Jill, I'm sorry to inform you, but we just learned that your father has died. He took his own life. I'm sorry for your loss.
It is my fault.
Geraldine, no.
No. I did this to him.
No. Geraldine, that is not true.
I need to see him, please. He must make arrangements to have me removed from this place. No. 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 No.
She just lost her father.
Please calm down.
No. Can I sleep, please?
Yes. Follow me.
No. No.
Excuse me, are we ever going to get out of this place?
No. Yes. Yes, we will.
We will.
strangest dream last night. I was riding on a horse, and on the back of the horse was Tommy, and he was telling me, don't keep going, don't keep going. And the horse had Todd's face.
I wonder what that means.
What does that mean?
You must miss your children.
I do.
I had a dream. We all got out at the same time. And we went to celebrate.
Oh, that would be lovely. Did we have tea?
We did. More sugar and cream than you could imagine.
And scones. I love the music here.
It reminds me of the parties we used to have.
May I have this dance?
I thought you'd never ask.
Very good.
Just let her dance.
I would like to see him dance. I think that would be very entertaining.
Would you care to dance?
Penelope, sit down.
He's feisty.
What about you? Would you care to dance?
No, thank you, Penelope.
It's almost like he's scared of us.
That is a very funny thought, Arabella.
He's here so easily.
Hide and seek. Hide and seek. Let's play a game of hide and seek. I will count and you all hide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ready or not, here I come. Oh, Arabella. Minnie, you are really terrible at this game. You are all really terrible at this game. I can see all of you.
Well, there's nowhere to hide.
It is very hard. You could have at least made an effort. Yes, Geraldine, I can see you.
What are you looking at?
We are not rude.
Is that any way to talk about a lady?
I'm sorry. Please, have a seat.
We are lovely people.
Yes, we are. Thank you. Doctor, have you ever ventured to, Vermont?
Vermont! I hear it is beautiful up there.
They have many maple trees in Vermont. Vermont maple syrup is by far the best.
A little too progressive for me.
Did she ever tell you about her pillow? Oh, yes, I never told you about my pillow. So we got it from some Russian, and it's bluish, and it has a boat. It has a ship on it. And it was Doctor! Doctor!
Oh, doctor, please help. It's a seizure.
A seizure?
Are you going to do anything?
Are you just being hurt?
I got the notes. I got his notes. His notes. I got the notes. I got the notes. Mary has them. I got the notes.
Sophie, I will spare you the surface level pleasantries and obviously false reassurances that I am all right, as I know that you of all people can see through them, even in writing. I am sure you have been made aware by now that my father has died. What you may not know is that he took his own life. We are a pair of sinners, he and I. I cannot help but blame myself for what he did. Life and relationships are nothing but one's decisions impacting others' decisions, and in this case, that vicious cycle ended with his death. I wish to avoid evaluating the psychological effects that I'm sure his death has had on me, so I will instead turn to the practical ones. To be frank, with no living male relatives, I will never leave this place. While I wish nothing more than to feel the safety of your arms again, I am only comforted by your memory. Within these dark halls, I remember how your hair looked when touched by the sun, as if an angel had woven part of its halo into the crown of your head. I remember your intellect and the days filled with your favorite poems and picturesque meadows that could not compare to your beauty. I remember the moments we would steal in public and how you were never fearful of being found out. My memory of you is the only thing I have left. While I slowly march towards the insanity that is the fate of all women who cannot leave the asylum, the thought that consumes me is the life we could have had together. We would live in a stone house on a beach with brisk winds and tall grasses. You would be a school teacher, and I would bake and sell pastries to our neighbors. We would adopt children from a dismal orphanage, and I would teach them to be kind, and you would raise them to be fearless. You would be mother, and I would be mama. My dearest wish in the world is to see you again. But that is only a fantasy, one that I will cling to forever. All my love, Geraldine.
regressed
You are not supposed to be
into
in
one of
here.
the most problematic patients. She entered our care
May I speak with you?
submissive, docile, and agreeable. She is
Do you
now
like it?
aggressive, abrupt, and deliberately causes trouble.
for this room.
Surely you don't mean that.
I do.
I wanted you to know that
Sir,
if I
I
could
mean
go
no
back
offense in
and
saying
make a
this.
different choice.
I do not believe
I
this
believe I
facility
would.
is helping me to improve.
My father.
Truth be told, I believe my husband placed me here
still
so
be
that he
here.
could carry on any number of relationships with other women without my complaint. Surely, if I were
Do
really
you
ill, I
remember
would
when you
not be
first
able
talked
to
to William?
deliberately cause trouble, as you say.
Yes.
Is there any way you would consider releasing me soon?
When he
that
was
way, I would
alive?
no longer be
no.
a bother to you, only to my husband.
I cannot release you until your
was it
husband
like?
has given me
Did he
permission
want
to
to
do
be-
so.
What if my husband has no
took
plans of
several
releasing
attempts
me?
because I
That's
did
not my
not
problem.
really understand how it all
I-
worked. And now you do. Therefore, if you
I'm
wanted
very
to
desperate to
communicate
return
with
home
new
to my
spirit,
children.
you could, correct?
Do you have children, sir?
No.
I am not sure
They're
anymore.
wonderful.
There's nothing you can tell me about
That I did
your
some
personal life that will change the rules.
I have not heard
I
him
cannot
since I
release
came
you
in
until
here.
I've been given either your husband's or a
I am
judge's
beginning to
permission.
believe that I never
Sir,
heard from him.
I am sure you are an upstanding gentleman. I am sure you have
Perhaps
a
my
moral code,
mind was
otherwise you would
playing
not have
tricks on
chosen
me.
this
I
line
want to
of work.
speak to my father, Ruth.
You have to understand that my
to
husband
help
is
me.
not a man of honor. I have
You
no doubt
owe
in
me,
my mind that
Geraldine,
he
that
will
is
see to
not-
it that I
my
am here for
father
the
would
rest
still
of
be
my
alive,
life,
and I would
not
not
for
be
any
here
interest
if
of
you
mine.
had not told
but
him
for
my
his own.
secret.
I understand. Nevertheless, I'm unable to do anything to assist you.
Sir,
Let me say goodbye to
I
him.
want to leave. I
Do
am
you
afraid
really
that if I
think
remain
this is
here any
my
longer,
fault?
I will not be the person I
Please.
was when I came in here. And I liked the person I was when I came in here. So,
I will
I would
try
like to leave as soon
to
as
connect with
possible
him.
so that I have not changed too much.
As I've already said,
You could talk to my husband. You could reason with
why would I do that?
It must be lonely here, sir.
Sometimes.
Perhaps I could keep you company.
Seeing as though you're a patient, that would be frowned upon. However, I'm intrigued by your offer.
And you'll
It is no use.
speak with my husband to
again.
obtain my release.
You can't
I'll do
give
my
up that
best.
easily.
Geraldine, since the seance, I have not heard William.
Father? Father?
Geraldine, please.
If you're here, please do something. Do something!
Geraldine, he isn't here.
Father, I'm sorry. If that was what you needed to hear, I am sorry. It is my fault. You might think that when you were doing this to yourself, it was sinful, but this is my sin. I need you to forgive me. You have to forgive me because when I see you again, I want us to live like we would have lived. And I promise you, I will be that perfect little daughter, and I will do everything you say, so you have to forgive me. Because I don't know what is going to happen to me in here. I am afraid. I am afraid I will forget you. I can't do that. I can't forget him, Ruth. He isn't here. He doesn't hear me. I'm truly sorry.
Geraldine.
William. Oh, William. How I have missed you.
This one's special.
How is it more special than any of the other ones, Cassandra?
It glows the brightest. I think I shall name it.
You should name it Brutus. That is a very powerful name.
Oh no, I do not like that name. That is a terrible name. I think I shall name it Francis after my father. I have always liked family names.
It is time for your morning meal. Penelope, I get to sit at the head of the table. You know, Penelope, there's another head at the table. Where's Mary?
Dr. Wells, did Mary leave?
Yes. She was sorry she could not say goodbye.
She left in the night.
Early this morning.
How come you did not allow her to say goodbye?
She did not want to.
No, Mary loves us. She would want to say goodbye.
Mary had items here that she would not want to be behind as well. Letters from George. We are sending them back to her.
Dr. Wells, where is Mary?
I heard them outside last night. I heard digging outside last night.
Arabella, you must be having terrible nightmares. We'll have to adjust your treatment.
Minnie, I know you have been here for a long time. Have you ever heard digging outside before? Yes. When? Last night. You heard it last night? It's just landscaping. Where's Mary?
Ted?
Dr. Wells? Where is Mary?
She is no longer here. I'm sorry.
Is Mary dead? Is Mary dead? Is Mary dead?
Which one of you is?
She has children. They're young. They need her. They need her.
Penelope, sit down.
Dr. Wells, where's Mary?
We've already told you.
Minnie, did you see them take Mary last night? Did you hear them take Mary last night? What did you hear?
Please, don't hurt me.
Can you visit the site where we were digging last night?
She was our friend. Let us say goodbye to her. Eat your bread. Are you going to kill us too?
Mary. I have a daughter, Beth.
And so does Mary. She mentioned it once during tea, and I could just tell how much she loved her and how excited she was about it. And I really wish I did not shut her down because I don't like talking about my children, but I could just tell that she loved them so much. And I thought I was incapable of love, but I think I truly did love Mary as a friend because I did not think I would be this sad.
The next person that says Mary's name is going in for treatment.
Mary.
Arabella.
No, why did you kill her? She didn't deserve to die. Mary was a good person. She was my friend. No. Her name is Arabella. Stop.
I Felt a Funeral in My Brain by Emily Dickinson. I felt a funeral in my brain and mourners to and fro kept treading till it seemed that sense was breaking through. And when they all were seated, a service like a drum kept beating till I thought my mind was going numb. And then I heard them lift a box and creak across my soul with those same boots of lead again. Then space began to toll as all the heavens were a bell, and being but an ear and eye, in silence some strange race wrecked, solitary, here. And then a plank in reason broke, and I dropped down and hit a world at every plunge and finished knowing. Then,
not the most uplifting poem you could have chosen, but I suppose it is fitting.
Penelope, your husband Paul is here to collect you. Please, say your goodbyes.
Come here. I'm going to speak to whomever I need to speak to get you all out of here. I promise.
Please don't forget about me.
I won't. I promise I will find a way to get you out of here.
We must not keep him waiting.
Francis wants to say goodbye.
Ruth, I just want you to know.
I wrote letters and hoped that one of us would get out, take them. Come. Hug your children for me.
Some hope must remain.
Yes. I look forward to us having tea with her again.
And scones.
Yes.
Gerald, I need to speak with you in my study.
Yes, Doctor.
Oh, do you want to go?
Geraldine. In a world like this, you're never going to get anywhere with the kind of illness you have. You have to get better if you ever want to leave this place.
I would very much like to leave here, Doctor.
Good. I think it's time to resort to extreme measures to cure you of your illness.
Extreme? I'm not sure I know what you mean.
Geraldine, I am a very, very experienced doctor. I'm quite sure I can cure you of your illness. You are a very beautiful girl. I can help you. I think your problem is that you have not yet been with a man. I would heal you.
I understand what you're saying, Doctor, but if I were to do this, I couldn't marry outside of here, so what you're proposing...
Geraldine, it's a simple choice. Either you want to stay here and die here, or you want to get better and leave.
Thank you. I would like to consider your offer.
All right. But don't take too long to consider it.
He says he can heal me of my illness. But I must do things with him. Things I have never done with a man.
No, Geraldine, no. You mustn't.
Ruth, you can get out. Your son could come for you. My father is dead. I have no man to take responsibility for me. I have the doctor and no one else.
Both you and Penelope.
Penelope.
He did the same thing to Penelope. Geraldine, you will never be the same.
Well, Penelope got out.
Geraldine, no.
Penelope left. Do you see her here? She's not here. Doctor?
Doctor, can I speak with you? I demand to speak with my son.
Sit down.
Do you think the medical board would like to know in great detail about you abusing patients? I was speaking with Penelope before she left, and she told me about everything that happened. And of course, there's the disappearance of Mary.
Please take a seat.
I wrote letters and sent them with Penelope when she left. If you would prefer they not find their way to the medical board, I could certainly write to her. But first, I'd like to speak with my son.
Certainly.
You get to talk to your son.
Yes, I believe so.
We may both get to leave soon. What about Arabella and Cassandra?
I don't know. I once said I thought she was the one of us who belongs here.
No one belongs here, Ruth.
Can you tell me what she's doing?
She didn't do this before the asylum.
Cassandra, can I see Francis? Oh, he's lovely.
What if she could see real fireflies again? Do you think she would like them?
William. William.
Return, O Lord. Deliver my soul. O save me for thy mercy's sake. For in death there is no remembrance of thee. In the grave who shall give thee thanks? I am weary with my groaning. All the night make I my bed to swim. I water my couch with my tears. Mine eye is consumed because of grief. It waxeth old because of all mine enemies. Depart.
Geraldine, why are you sitting in Penelope's chair?
Sorry.
Ruth, your son is here to collect you. Please say your goodbyes and you will leave.
Oh. I can get out on my own.
I will still speak to someone for you.
No. I can get out. You have to find Cassandra's father. You have to get her out.
Cassandra, I'll speak to John. I'll tell your children you love them. I was wrong. You don't belong here. I apologize for that.
Ruth, I am seeing things. If I leave, I'll only get sent back.
What about your children?
I never thought of myself as a good mother, and now I think I would be an even worse one. I think it is best if I stayed.
I will tell your children you love them.
Ruth. If I never see you again, I forgive you.
Do not touch her.
I'm sorry.
Why?
For how I once treated you. You have been very kind to me.
It's okay.
I sometimes like to imagine that we're all still having tea parties together.
I hope Penelope's children know about Paul and his trips to Maine.
I hope Tommy provides for her so she doesn't need him.
I hope Ruth can hear William again.
I hope she lets go. Geraldine, he has been dead for 2 years. There is only so long someone can hold on.
You are right. Do you still believe in God, Cassandra?
No. No, this place is hell. There is no God.
I think there could be a God. Just not in here. Not in here. Cassandra. Do you know if your sister will ever get out?
I do not know. As much as I always hated her, I hope she does.
Do you still hate her?
I have for what feels like an eternity. I don't even know why I hate her. Nothing matters. Nothing matters here.
No. No, some things do matter. We matter. Us together, it matters.
You have always been such an optimist, Geraldine. I really admire that.
Cassandra, do you think you will die in here?
Yes. Or at least I don't think I'm leaving anytime soon. Geraldine, if an opportunity presents itself for you to leave, take it. Your father is dead, and if anyone deserves to leave, I think it is you.
What if it costs me everything?
Geraldine, I really do not want to see you here. You're so young.
I don't want to leave you.
You can leave me.
I don't want you to die alone.
That is very kind of you.
Can I see it? Cassandra.
Of course.
Doctor, may I speak with you?
Yes.
I will accept your offer.
Good. Follow me?